Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome back to Spill the Tea, Lou. If you're new here, my name is Lou. I'm a Manchester United fan, and today we're previewing the match between Spurs and Manchester United that is going to take place, unfortunately, at 12:30 on Saturday. I hate the 12:30 kickoff, and to be honest, this fixture has brought us enough sad times over recent years. We didn't need it to be at 12:30 on a Saturday, but look. Here we are, it's happening, and if all goes well, we'll be going into the weekend feeling good and able to enjoy the rest of the matches. Now, the last time that Manchester United beat Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League was October of 2022. 3 years ago. That is insane. Since that, we have played 7 matches against each other. Spurs have won 5 of those matches, and we've drawn 2. So if we're going just off recent history, this is not looking to be a good fixture for Manchester United. However, things have changed. We have all sorts of new stuff going on. So obviously, the most prominent loss we've had to Tottenham Hotspur in recent times was the Europa League final at the end of last season, which was just absolutely terrible. Now, if we look at the starting lineup for that match, many of those players are still in the starting lineup today for Ruben Amorim. What we will say though is 2 of the most key positions on the pitch are different. So Rasmus Højlund started that match. He's no longer with Manchester United and he definitely won't be starting this match. It's either going to be Sesko or potentially Ment, who we know have been an improvement in that position. And even more importantly, we are not going to have Andrea Onana in goal. We are going to have Senne Lammens. So immediately, we look 100 times better. As well as that, Ruben Amorim spoke in his press conference that even though we do have a lot of the same players, the team itself has changed. And obviously, I'm interpreting him here a little bit based on, language and stuff, but he essentially implied that, look, not only has some of the personnel changed, but the personnel that are still here, their attitude has changed, their training has changed, their communications with each other has changed. It's the same team but different, with some new additions, and obviously on top of that we have Mbeumo and Cunha that we didn't have last season at all. So we've had the negative, but it is in fact still looking a little bit more positive. So we'll not panic just yet. What I will also say is that Manchester United is going into this match off the back of 4 games with no losses, which might not sound like a lot for a normal functioning club or for a club that has been doing okay these last years, but for a Manchester United fan that hadn't had 2 wins in a row for literal seasons, that's fantastic. It's a little bit of momentum. It's a little bit of a base to build on to go into this match with. As well as that, we've seen recently that there's a little bit of speed bumps happening in the camp at Spurs when you have the likes of Jed Spence and Mickey van der Ven walking off after matches, not acknowledging their fans, not acknowledging their manager, having to go and apologise later on. There's obviously something going on in the dynamic there, and yes, of course, players are going to be emotional. Players are going to feel a certain way when their games aren't going the way they want and what they hear around them in the stadium is boos. However, the fact is that it's clearly gotten inside their head, and it's clearly going to be inside their head for this upcoming match. So that can go one of 2 ways. Either that's still going to be there and they're going to be a little bit uncertain walking onto the pitch, not knowing what greeting they're going to get from their fans, or they're going to use it as fuel to say, do you know what, we have to make up for that mess we've made. Therefore, we need to try extra hard, and it might actually spur them on. It's the same way if we look at the fact that Spurs beat Manchester United several times last season, over and over in multiple competitions. That can either get into the players' heads of Manchester United where they go, oh my goodness, they beat us and they beat us and they beat us last season. They know what we're all about. And it stunts what they're doing because they're panicking before they've set foot on the pitch. Or again, they use that as fuel. They take it and they say, we can't let that happen. We can't lose another game to Spurs. We're going to use that as fuel to drive us forward and to do better. We're already in a better place. We're already getting better results. We've already got better players. We're already learning new skills. Let's put it to the test. So really, we did a video last night talking about player mentality, talking about how you can use things to spur you on or to drag you down. And I think this is going to be a test for both teams and for both sets of players. How do they take the inputs in? How do they take the negatives and the positives and all the factors, and how do they feed that into their computers? And how does it then impact them in the game? How do they use that to win this game? So it's definitely going to be very interesting kind of to see the mentalities and to see the whole situation play out on the pitch. The history impacts it, but the present, we're all in a very, very different situation than we were in even just at the very end of last season. Now, I at first was a little bit nervous about this fixture because of what happened before, but then I was looking at it, I was looking at the lineups, I listened to what Ruben Amorim had to say, I looked at the lineup and the changes, particularly in the striker and keeper department, in the playmaker department, all the positive things that we've going on at the moment, the things that maybe might drag Spurs down at the moment. There's definitely a lot of contention around their club at the moment, certainly in their fan base. They seem to be of varying opinions, even on whether Thomas Frank should be the manager. So we need to take advantage of that. And actually, the more I look into it, the more positive I'm starting to feel. The closer we get to match day, the more the hopium and the copium and everything else starts to kick in. And I'm thinking we can do this 100%. So if you were to say to me right now, Louise, what do you think is going to be the result? I reckon it's going to be 2-1 to Manchester United. And one of the things that I found very interesting in Ruben Amorim's press conference is he addressed the fact that we've only had one clean sheet. He addressed the fact that solid defences, can lead to more goals. It's not just about defending and preventing goals. When you're solid at the back, and I keep talking about this, Ruben Amorim is on the same page as me, when you are solid at the back, it gives the players the confidence to move forward on the pitch, and it gives the players confidence to score more goals. So if you secure the back, the front will start to take care of itself. It's like you mind your pennies, the pounds take care of themselves. That's what it is. And so Ruben Amorim said that that's something that they've been working on this week. Conceding less goals, conceding less shots. And he said one of the things that he really learned from the Villa game, was it Villa? From our last match, I think it was Villa. No, Villa Forest, from Nottingham Forest. Sorry, absolute brain blip. I've only had half my coffee so far. So one of the things he learned from the Nottingham Forest game was that actually we were allowing too many crosses into our box. So by the time they came to the box, we were already at our last ditch defending, and he said we need to defend as a whole team, not just our keeper and our defenders. It should be defended all the way back. So essentially we need to stop the crosses before they get to our box so that our box isn't getting peppered over and over and over again. So if we're already looking better going forward, if we're already scoring more goals, and something we focused on this week is defending better, we've got our new keeper in place and we've been working on this for a week because we don't have a midweek game, lads. So I'm going to take Ruben Amorim at his word. I'm going to say, coach knows what he's doing. He's organised the troops. He's focused on where we needed to focus on. Defending is going to be better. But I'm not going to say Spurs are just completely incapable of scoring a goal. So that gives them one. If we're going to be better defensively, and we've already improved moving forward, and we're going to be scoring more goals, and we've more dangerous players in Cunha and Mbumo, Sesko, Mount, everybody's starting to work together. It's starting to happen. Casemiro's likely to play. I believe that we can score 2 goals. So that brings me to 2-1. It doesn't sound mental when you put it like that, does it? Now, please get your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think Spurs are going to just keep their run going? They're going to keep mullering Manchester United? Or do you think that so many things have happened since the Europa League final that actually Manchester United have got this one in the bag? What score do you think it's going to be? Who do you think are going to be the key players? What do you think is going to be the deciding factor in this match? And which team's mentality is going to come out on top? Because that's what it all comes down to. Please smash a like on the video. Do get into the comments down below. If you're not subscribed, please do get subscribed. And I will speak to you all very, very soon.